Today we're going to take a look at how to operate an overtime bank. There are two ways to operate the bank. The first way is to have the bank time automatically, and the second way is to manually bank the overtime. First, we'll take a look at the automatic way. First, we'll need to make sure that the employee has the time bank assigned. To do that, we go to Employees. We'll select our employee and then Edit. Next, we'll scroll down to Time Banks. Here I can see the overtime bank is selected. If you do not see this bank here, simply hit the Add button and then add the bank. Next, we'll take a look at entering some overtime and how it automatically banks. We'll go into the Edit TNA timesheet here. We'll take our employee. And so first things first, we're going to want to make sure you have the correct column selected. To do that, we go to View, Columns, and here you want to make sure you have Bank Flag selected and Time 1.5 Bank. So next I'll add in some overtime. Of course, in your own environment, people will be clocking in or entering time, so this will just come through automatically. We'll put a 12-hour shift. That'll kick it to overtime. Now here we can see we have 12 hours worked, 8 hours regular, and the banked columns showing 3.5 hours banked. We can also unbank it if you choose to. To do that, you double click on the bank flag here where it shows B, and then we say yes, we want to unbank. Now it's paying the overtime. Now we're going to take a look at how to do manual time banking for overtime banks. First we'll go to Setup and then Time Banks. We'll select our overtime bank and Edit. Here there is a checkbox for manually bank overtime. Turning this on will make the overtime only bank if you tell it to. We'll hit OK. We'll exit here. We'll go back to our timesheet. OK on Dean. We'll remove this record and we'll add a new record. Another 12-hour shift. And then now we can see that the overtime is in the 1.5 column. To manually bank it, we hit this little dash in the bank flag column. Double click. Yes, we would like to bank. And now it's banking the overtime. We can also do overtime banking in the Time Approval Center. So we'll go in there and check that out. Let's make this full screen. And we'll add time. Put in another 12-hour shift. Here we can see in the 1.5 column 3.5 hours. If I right click on the record, we can go down to time banking. And we can bank all time. That banks all the overtime. We also have another option here to do partial banking. So here I'll just unbank this and we will right click again and go time banking, partial banking. This will allow us to bank a portion of the overtime. So here I'm going to say, let's pay 2.5 and we'll bank 1 hour. As you can see, in the overtime column, we have 2.5 hours, and in the banked overtime column, we have 1 hour. Now we will cover how to pay out the banked overtime. To pay out the banked overtime, we need to enter an absent record called banked overtime taken. You can enter this record in the Edit TNA, the schedule, or the Time Approval Center. I'm going to go into the Edit TNA for this example. Alright, now we're in Buck's timesheet. We're going to add, and we're going to add an absent. Here I'm going to select banked overtime taken. And here I'm going to put in the amount of hours I want to pay. I'm going to put 1 hour. Now we hit OK. Here it prompts for the available time in the bank. We have 1 hour available. We'll pay from the bank. Here we can see the banked overtime code. It's paying 1 hour regular. Thank you for watching. I hope this video helped you understand how to do overtime banking. And feel free to like, comment, or subscribe.